Hello, book lovers. I'm Peg, and welcome to my channel. Steve Donoghue has tagged me again. Just this afternoon, he made up a new tag called GRAB-and-GAB or something like that, where you just take 5 books and talk about them. And he's going to be really surprised because usually when he tags me, I kind of ignore it or just partially answer or just try to squirm out of it. So this time, I thought I'd surprise him and I'd answer right back. So, okay, this tag, oh, by the way, I'm going to a Halloween party in a little while. You can tell because my costume consists of my Halloween necklace. Now, I am not really very much of a party person, but I've discovered this rule that works so well and makes people not realize what a terrible introvert I am. I go to the party. I greet the host. I make myself talk to 5 people and find out a little something about them. Now, it's easier if there are people standing off in a corner by themselves. They seem happier to have me question them and talk to them. Then after I fulfill that, I'm free to leave. I go home, I open my book, and I read the rest of the night like I wanted to do in the first place. Aren't I great at parties? Okay, so let's get to this, this tag. I picked out 5 books from my shelf, and not quite at random, but these are from a special shelf I have. I cull my books a lot, books that I think I might not read again, but there's one section of books I never get rid of, and some of these are from there, so some of them are a little older, but anyway. Okay, the first one, this is not chick lit. I think I got this 8 or 9 years ago. There was kind of a derogatory term going around about women's stories or romance stories, calling it chick lit. And I saw this book and I thought, oh, I've got to read this. And it has a subtitle, Original Stories by Americans' Best Women Writers. So coming back at being called chick lit. I haven't heard that term much anymore, so maybe we've made our point. Okay, the next one is called Architecture After Modernism. Now, there's nothing I love better when I go to a strange city or any city or even small town is to go around and look at the buildings. That just really fascinates me. I try to figure out when it was built and what it really looked like in the first place. It's just something I like to do on my walks that I go on. So this one has just about every country in the world and some of the interesting buildings, not the one you'd see in tourist books, but some of the interesting architecture. And it's just fun if I'm reading about a certain country or town, I can pick this up and look at some of the places from there. And anyway, so that's my second one. Okay, this third one I've had for a long time and I've studied. It's called Card Tricks. Scarn on card tricks. Now, I consider myself quite a cardie. I love a deck of cards to play around with, and I love card tricks. So next year, when we have Steve Con, or Steve has Steve Con 18, I plan to do a little showing off with some card tricks. And it says in here, anyone can do them without sleight of hand. Well, I like to include a little sleight of hand in mine. So be ready, guys. Let's see. The next one is called, well, you know I like science fiction. In fact, my channel used to be all about science fiction, but I quickly realized I really like a lot of stuff, other stuff too. So I changed the name. But this is one, I have a science fiction anthology called Ruins Extraterrestrial. Now, there's nothing I like better in science fiction than when they get to a new planet or place and they find ruins and archaeology of a past civilization, and they try to figure out from that, you know, who lived there and what it was. I love the mystery and the atmosphere of that sort of thing. So this is just full of stories of that. A keeper. Okay, last I have one called The Magic of Small Places. It's also done in 2 other languages besides English. But there's a big thing going now, and in fact, I've seen some video tubes on tiny houses, they're called, where people live in like just the smallest possible in habitat, and make do. They're often heated by solar, actually run completely with solar panels on the top. And I just am so interested in that. Now, I think I'd like to live in one, but that would never work with all my books. And I'm a big slob besides. You'd have to keep it really clean. Anyway, so there's many really cool ones in here. I just like to look over one. Here's one that sits on top of a building somewhere. I guess you can just kind of move it around. It'd be a cheap way to set up camp in a city or something. So anyway, that completes my 5, and I want everybody who listens to this to make one. Gab and grab. I'm just tagging everybody, and I'm going off to my party now, but when I get home, I'm going to check and see if I have some other people who did this. Okay, thanks. Happy Halloween. Bye.